I've found this other motel room.
Yeah.
I've knocked on the door, opened it up, and I've said, Dad, I've just come to say good night and I love you. And he said, yeah, well, next time it'll be a knife.
Jesus fucking Christ. He couldn't accept love.
No.
Hello and welcome to episode 13 of What's Your Damn Is with Jez Watts. Episode 13, lucky for some, but not this week's guest. Oh my God, she's had a crazy bad run of it. Sorry for the delay in releasing the episode. Melbourne Comedy Festival has made me very busy and also poor. Guest this week, Freddie Arthur. Super funny, coming up strong in the comedy scene here, and has now had a one or maybe two nationally televised stand-up appearances. She's great. She's very funny. Has so many things wrong with her that she very openly talked about in this episode, which I'm very grateful for. So she has severe OCD, and she at one point wanted to fuck a dog, which apparently is a normal complication of OCD, which I had no idea about. Physically and emotionally abusive parents, a pedophile uncle, functional neurological disorder, and a brain bleed that might be related, and suicidal ideation. And then at the end of all of that, we thought, let's just talk about some of the horrible misogyny in comedy that she's experienced, because, that also is quite uplifting. Anyway, this is a great episode. Despite the subject matter, I think it's actually very funny all the way through also. So please, I hope you enjoy that. I am in the middle of the Melbourne Comedy Festival. It is nearly over, in fact. This is the final week. I am doing a solo show every day, 7:15 until Sunday. 4 or 5 shows left. April 19th is the end of the festival. If you are in Melbourne, please do come and see this show and go and see other shows. A lot of folks are losing money because of the recession. We need you in the rooms. I'm also coming to Darwin in July. That's not officially announced. And Singapore and the rest of Southeast Asia. Freddie Arthur will be in Darwin in July. Again, that is a secret. It is not on sale yet. But when she is there, go and see her. If you're not in those places, just give us a follow on Instagram or share a post or whatever. All that stuff very much helps. You can follow Freddie at her Instagram handle, Freddie Arthur, FreddieArthur on Instagram. Give me a follow, Jez Watts Comedy. Please go and watch my special if you have not done so on YouTube. White Rice Supreme is its name. Give it a like, give it a comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to this podcast, give this 5 stars. If you would like tickets to any of my upcoming shows or links to assorted business, go to my website, jezwatts.com, JEZWATTS.com. And here's the episode 13.
Well, if you want my trauma, should I just crack in?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so my...
This is good. This has been the most guest has driven it before.
Oh, okay,
that's
great.
Beautiful. I love that.
All right, well, my dad was quite abusive.
Physically?
Physically, but it was more so more threats than anything. Okay. I'm going to stab you, that kind of thing, Yeah. So first time he...
Love that you're smiling. that cute old dad move.
So first time he sort of...
Do you have siblings?
Yeah. I've got 3. So it's older brother, 18 months older than me.
Yep.
Then it's me.
Yep.
So I'm the second eldest child, eldest daughter, also middle child.
Yes.
That's quite, I think that's an interesting mix.
Covers a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I've got a sister younger than me, and then younger than her is my little brother.
He used to threaten all of you?
Yeah,
or
it was kind of a collective. It was a collective threat, I think, a lot of the time.
Okay, yeah.
But I think I was mostly the one that was sort of he would be quite rude and I would be rude back. I feel like the others, we probably all had our moments at times where we were a bit rebellious, but I definitely had a phase of just being I'm not going to let this fucker tell me what to do.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, anyway. But yeah, first time he sort of suggested he might murder me was when I was 10, I would say.
Okay, great. Perfect age.
Perfect age.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want earlier than 10, Get into the double digits, then plan for your death.
And you don't want later than, say, 15. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're too developed at that
You've
point.
got to normalise
it. Can't shape you yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So they threatened to murder you for what? Did you commit a crime?
What I did was he'd all day he'd been very rude to my mother in the car.
Okay.
She'd been asking him questions, he's ignoring it. Just ignoring it all day. And I thought...
Not shouting, just ignoring it.
No, just ignoring it. Neglect was, a favourite sort of trait of his.
Right.
And then we were staying in like a motel thing.
Mm.
And my mum went out to do some shopping, I think.
Mm.
Probably buy a coffee. She's always buying coffees. Anyway, whatever.
Mums, right? They love coffee.
What do they like? Anyway, so she's gone and off and done that and left us with this horrid abuser.
Yeah.
And we're watching the TV, and then he said, "Oh, can you pass the remote?" And I thought, I'm ignoring him. I'm not.
Oh, because he's been ignoring
this.
Mum. I'll give it back to him.
I thought I'll give him his own treatment.
Yeah.
And then I just kept ignoring him. And then he's picked up something, it may have been the remote, and just threw it at my head.
Right.
It smacked me right in the temple.
Yeah.
I'm bawling. Oh, and actually, I think I went straight into sort of a shock. I was just like, oh.
This is when you were 10? Sorry?
Would have been about 10.
Yeah.
I get quite confused about
Well, you got
age.
a concussion from the remote, so
exactly.
it makes sense to be confused.
And the rest of it. Anyway, and then and then he got up and stormed out. My mum came back. She sees me, sitting there crying. Two of my siblings were sort of going, ah! They're sort of, when you're like laughing and crying? It was sort of like that. They were hysterical. And then, I don't know, my older brother was sort of, I think he was also in a bit of shock. We're all in shock,
Right. He hadn't really hit you guys before that?
I think he had a bit. I don't know about my siblings so much. I think that was the time that I really remember him actually like making contact, because he would just threaten a lot, or he'd like chase you and you'd run away. He did a lot. He loved to throw stuff. He's a cricketer, so.
Never really got into sports or hitting women. I feel like I've let Australia down. He was a cricketer. He bounced the remote in a way that actually the New Zealanders were mad about it.
It's the flipper. Anyway, and then Mum comes in. And she's just like, puts her coffee down or whatever.
She's always getting coffee.
And she's
Mum's
just like...
always getting coffee, Dad's always hitting you.
Yeah, so she's like, oh, what's going on, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then, anyway, I was obviously quite upset. And
sure.
She said, are you hurt? And I said, I'm more just like upset and shocked.
Right.
I was just like, it was emotionally hurt. Like, it was just so sad.
Yeah, sure.
And that was late at night. We were about to go to bed. And she said, well, you still need to go. Because we had 2 motel rooms and one was at one end of this motel park thing.
Yeah.
And then one was at the other.
Why are you in motel rooms?
I don't know. We're going somewhere. We're always traveling.
On a trip.
Yeah. And then she said to me, well, you still need to go and say goodnight to him. Otherwise you won't sleep. So then she sent me out into the dark on my own. I've walked to the opposite end of this little motel place that I've never been before.
Right.
I've found this other motel room.
Yeah.
I've knocked on the door, opened it up, and I've said, Dad, I've just come to say good night and I love you. And he said, yeah, well, next time it'll be a knife.
Jesus fucking Christ. He couldn't accept love.
No. So that's kind of my, that's...
Did he come from quite an abusive background? Like,
I would assume.
You never talked about it?
Oh, no, he wouldn't tell you about it. No, he wouldn't tell you about it.
So you grew up country town, not on a farm or in a farm?
Born in
farm adjacent?
Yeah, born in Mildura.
Okay.
If you know it.
I don't think I've been there.
Oh.
I've heard the word.
Okay.
Do they make food stuffs there?
It's considered Victoria's food bowl.
Well, there you go.
Or fruit bowl, maybe. There's a lot of fruit there. Asparagus, oranges, grapes. Okay. We had a vineyard for a little bit.
Okay.
So I was born in Mildura and we're in like the town. And then when I was about 8 years old, my dad had an affair with my mum's second best friend. And then,
still second best?
Oh, God, no. Not anymore.
No, okay.
Not anymore, mate. So then we all jumped on a plane pretty soon after. Would have been about 6 months later.
The whole family or just your mum and the kids?
No, and Dad.
And Dad?
No,
okay.
They're still together.
Okay.
Goodness me.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then so we all get on a plane.
You said that as if it was a crazy question. I mean,
no, I'm like, why are they still together? That's what I know. Goodness, I've asked myself the same question many times.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then we get on the plane. We fly over to England and we live there for 2 years.
And this is because the woman he's fucking is not
It
in
was
England.
A woman. I just want to... He's done many things.
The adult woman
yeah.
that he was fucking is not in the UK. Is that the reason why?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So,
yeah, interesting.
Anyway, so we went there.
What did you do in the UK?
Oh, I was a child. My parents...
Sure. Where did you live?
Aldershot.
I don't know where that is.
Army-based town, probably 40 minutes from London.
Okay.
Sort of Surrey,
He's in the
Hampshire. Army? No, God,
okay.
no.
Yeah.
No, he's a teacher.
Okay.
He's a primary school teacher.
Hits the kids?
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Does your mum work too?
She's also a teacher.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they might be, I think they're retired now, I don't know.
Yeah.
They've now got an Airbnb.
Oh, they rent out the Airbnb kind of
They have, it's like I only know because I've seen it on Airbnb.
You don't talk to either of them?
No.
At all?
No.
When did you stop?
Right before I started comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy. Yeah,
okay.
Classic.
Yeah. So you started comedy late then, hey? 29, 30?
Yeah, I was 29.
Oh,
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So,
what was there a precipitating factor?
Oh, well, I've got OCD.
Sure.
So, very severe.
I can assume probably the stuff I've seen you say on stage is true. That's not necessarily true for every performer.
Oh, no.
So
honestly,
there's things I've heard you say on stage that I'm not going to just take as definitely fact.
Yes, assume it's all true.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my favourite style of comedy.
Yeah. I don't really. If anything, I soften it. Because
yes, I do the same.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right. Yeah, very severe OCD. I was just at the psychiatrist before I came here.
Right.
That's why I was late.
Are you medicated for it, or what's been the treatment?
As of today. So
you just got on a new med today.
Oh well, she's saying try this fluoxetine, which I've tried before for depression, but she was like, no, give it a go for OCD.
Just have a different state of mind about it. That's
as you're putting it in, be like, or maybe I'll whisper to the tablet. You're for OCD. I don't know. Yeah, bizarre.
Everything's going to be okay, actually, and I don't have to do anything compulsively.
Well, she said try taking it first thing when you get up and after a bit of food. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Who knows?
How does your OCD manifest?
Oh, goodness me. So, started when I was about 8 when Dad was having the affair. So, we can put 2 and 2 together there.
Yeah, okay.
So
I would like if you didn't know, but like subconsciously, like your body just reacted like while he was having the affair.
I know. Yeah, I had a very strong physical reaction to before he told us.
Oh, really?
So I did have I
guess you're picking up intuitively that relationship.
Yeah, I picked up that my parents' dynamic had changed.
Yeah.
That they sort of weren't like. I could tell that they kind of weren't sleeping. Yeah, like, you know what I mean. Like I could tell that they were sort of up pacing at night and that kind of thing. Like it was just like a restless energy.
Okay.
And that's when I guess, hypervigilance very common.
Right.
In the neurodiverse PTSD land. And then so, of course, then what has happened, also my dad was having an affair and then also 2 relatives died at the same time.
Oh, wow. Yep. So the whole life's out of control.
Yep. Everything's going.
Gotta control it.
Yep. Ka-whoop, as they say. And
I've never heard that term. What is ka-whoop?
It's just I think it's
is that an ocarism?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just do it. Yep. You didn't know what cooey meant before.
No,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm a bad Australian.
Obviously, having 2 relatives die in quick succession, and they were both older, but they also were like, I guess they got ill and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just started getting obsessed about germs.
Okay.
And I was like, if I just, keep everything really clean, if I keep myself really clean, I won't get sick. I won't make anyone sick. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
my parents will continue to love each other.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway. So I got really obsessed with germs.
Yeah. Okay.
And then my mum noticed, and she said, if you don't stop this, we'll have to take you to the doctor. Like she really made it sort of like almost like a threat. I remember being really scared of going to the doctor.
Right.
The way she said that.
Yeah.
And then my mum's mother sat down with me and told me a story about when she was a kid and she used to play in the dirt all the time.
Okay.
And her mum took her to the doctor and said, I'm so concerned because she's always playing in the dirt. And the doctor said, no, that's good.
Yeah, sure.
It's good to get a bit of exposure. He was ahead of his time.
That is true. Yeah,
Wasn't he? Progressive man.
Yeah.
So I think that helped me quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I stopped doing a lot of
the obsessive cleaning.
That kind of thing, all that germ type stuff. But what I didn't realize is that I still had the OCD, it just went internal.
Yeah.
And so I just started, I would have just like obsessive thoughts all sorts of intrusive thoughts. For a while, I don't know if you know this, I was really worried. I was wanted to have sex with a dog. Any dog.
I've heard this bit.
Yeah. So
I would not have brought up out of nothing on the podcast. Be like, hey, you know that thing about you want to fucking dog?
No, that's a true thing.
That's a true thing.
And it's pretty common for people with OCD. Yeah. Like it's either called zoophilia OCD or bestiality OCD.
Interesting.
It's an unfortunate name, I guess, you know.
I mean, it's an unfortunate reality.
Oh, it's terrible, isn't
the whole
it?
thing is not great.
Yeah, and also because I had so many issues with people.
Yep.
Going on, you know, all these people I couldn't trust. Obviously, you do turn to, you know, your pet dog for a bit of solace.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a very common thing amongst, you know, autistics or people on the spectrum is to love animals. Yeah. And it's because, it's a more easily understandable dynamic.
Yes,
right? And
exactly.
you go, well, I get what this animal wants me to do. I'll give him a rub.
Yep.
And then, you know, it doesn't have all the complications of human society.
Yeah. Except for me, it then became more complicated because I was like, oh, why am I so... You know, why do I want to hang out with this dog all the time? Why don't I have more friends? But, is something wrong with me? Am I attracted to my dog? And then just spiraled.
So what age is this?
That would have been probably started when I was like 15 or so.
Yeah, right.
And then was really bad in like my sort of like late teens, like 17 or something. Like it just. Like,
did you have many human friends?
I sort of here and there, but. You know, it was just like growing up in a pretty small town that was very sports focused.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't seem like your vibe.
Yeah, and then
it's not mine either. Like I don't think I would have done well in a country town.
Yeah, and then it was also stuff like my mum was convinced I was going to be like the next Nikki Webster. You know Nikki Webster? Come on,
name rings a bell.
That's Strawberry Kisses.
Singer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the other one? Vanessa Amorosi. She was like, "Are you going to be there?" All these Aussie, you know, she.
You were a performer.
Yeah, she didn't want to aim too high, but yeah. So I did a lot of singing.
Yep.
And so she got me into this choir. Well, she didn't get me in. I got myself in, obviously, but she got me the audition.
It's like a community choir, or
no? Are you joking?
What was it?
It was in Melbourne. Okay. So I had to go. So from Mildura.
How long a drive?
It was on the bus. It's like so on the bus it's even longer because you got to get like the bus and then the train, or you can get like the overnight bus. It was horrific. It's like 7.5 to 8 hours. I think it's even longer if you're getting the overnight bus.
Yeah, okay.
Just awful. Like I'd be
How old?
Started when I was 14.
Yeah, right.
So at 14 years old, my mum came with me for the first maybe month or so because it was every weekend rehearsals in Melbourne.
Okay.
So I would get on the bus at like 10:50 on a Friday night. And then overnight, I'd get there on the Saturday morning. I'd get in at like 7:30 a.m. So then you'd have to get up and then just sort of wander the streets for a bit. And then at 10 a.m. was the rehearsal. The rehearsal would go for 3 hours. And then I'd have to wait like another 5 hours until I could get the train home.
Did you want to do this, or were you pushed into this?
No, I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like something that most teens would want.
It was awful. It was awful.
Or are you good? You good singer?
Like, I think, like, I still get people being like, oh, you've got a nice voice. You know, they hear me humming away or whatever. But I guess it was like, by the time it just made me hate it. It made me hate it. And I've still got a very complicated relationship to music and singing. It was just, I wanted to do more like acting was more so the thing. I mean, I don't know. It's just, who knows? But it's
I feel like, it's sort of an interesting thing when you become a performer that all the backstory starts getting used for whatever reason. Yeah. So it's probably not a bad thing ultimately. But I can't imagine as a 14-year-old, 15-year-old girl that it doesn't feel like either one of your parents were too worried about your safety.
No.
At any point.
No. You know, I had so many weird men coming up to me on the train and all that kind of thing. We had one time where like the police had to come on and like drag this man off the train, and he'd been sitting there and just telling me about like some really weird sexual stuff. And it was it was a lot of stuff like that, like people trying to get me to like follow them off the bus and go home with them and stuff.
Yeah, you're a young
And it's
teen.
like I'm 14 years old. Yeah, it was pretty scary.
Did you tell your mum about this kind of stuff? And
yeah, I had one uncle. I told her like one of the times, and then one of my uncles was like, "Don't tell her stuff like that, you know, because she'll get worried." And anyway,
but you're worried.
Plot twist: that uncle is a pedophile.
Oh my god!
So, and actually,
did he try it on with you?
Well, luckily not.
Yeah,
but kind of.
But I like that he's like, his blanket advice to all young teen girls. It's actually for the best if you keep secrets.
No, I think I'm very lucky that I've always been quite outspoken because I think he did sort of lay the foundation and never went through.
Yeah, you seem like the kind of person who would get someone outed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my goal.
I feel like, if someone tried it on, they're like, actually not this one.
Yeah.
Pretty mouthy.
Well, because, so for context, my uncle, he went to prison for 2 years. I think he must have gone to prison when I was about 12.
Right.
And that was for charges of child sexual abuse.
Yeah.
And then he got out of prison when I was about 14.
Now he's cured.
Well, I'll tell you what my parents did. They sent me to stay with him.
What?
So I was going to Melbourne every weekend for 2 years from the age of like 14
it feels
to...
like your parents decided they had too many kids.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's put them in a situation where they might
They're like, someone will take her. You know, it's just like, anyway. So
that's so weird.
Unlucky for them. But, But, it was just like... Also just being... Sort of, I was effectively alone just so much because I was in the city just kind of wandering around a lot.
Yeah.
I was either like... I had an auntie who was lovely and I'd stay with her. That was great. Or I'd be with this uncle that like, I think at the back of my mind, because it was sort of like, oh, he didn't really do it, but I think at the back of my mind I knew and felt really uncomfortable, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
Or it was just me sort of just wandering the streets on my own, waiting for this bloody train so I could go home. And that's such a long time because I would leave home at 10:50 on a Friday night.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get home until 1:30 a.m. Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So, and it was just like, I'd only just started making friends at that point as well when I was about 14, and then it was like, oh no, you can't hang out with them ever.
No,
because you're never home.
Every weekend you're like alone on a bus in a big city.
And the thing I'm most furious about is that there was a teacher at our school that got done for dealing drugs.
Okay.
And I was away the day that he got fired because I was on this bloody trip to Melbourne, and it sounded so hectic.
You like were excited by it? You wanted to see it? Or?
Oh, well, it's such a bonding moment with everyone else in the class.
You see the teacher get taken away?
For some reason, I don't know, I must have gone to Melbourne during that. I might have had a performance or something. I had to be there earlier. Anyway, apparently he was a food teacher. Right. And it was my class that he was teaching that day, at that time.
And the police came in, took him away?
No, I don't know about that. Our school kept things very hush-hush. I don't know if the police should have been involved. I don't know if they were.
Right.
But everyone's gone into class. They've sat down. He's got the big chalkboard up there, and everyone said he just started sort of scribbling just gibberish on the chalkboard, just like lines and swirls and whatever, and was just sort of speaking in tongues and like slurring and all this stuff.
Oh, wow.
And then
so he's been up for a couple of days kind of thing.
Oh, probably, I didn't even think of that. But it turns out he was off his head, and he was also selling to the students.
Yeah, wow.
So I've missed out on a lot there.
That sounds like meth. Was it meth or?
Well, maybe it was, yeah. I never knew what it was. Apparently the thing that he was selling was weed.
Oh, okay.
But I would assume he was on...
Weed's not going to cause that behavior. You've got to be up for a couple of days to get into the psychosis.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah. Good to know.
Because, I used to be heavy into meth when I was younger.
Yeah.
And there was a guy once, he had been up for like 5-6 days.
Yeah.
And he started to feel that every like light source in this house that we were in was like sort of some kind of malicious thing. So he was smashing all like the light bulbs.
Oh my God.
And then somebody's phone lit up, and then he went, so he smashed the phone.
No.
Like anything that caused any light. And then like a bunch of us, like we managed to sort of calm him down or whatever. Like it's nighttime.
Yeah.
We make everything dark, and it's like, oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, oh, come outside with me. And then he saw the moon.
Oh no.
There's no way to put it out. And he was so upset.
Oh no.
But it's like I think more than the drugs, it's just not having sleep for long enough make you crazy.
Oh yeah, I've definitely felt that. Some insomnia just makes you absolutely bonkers.
So OCD, you think maybe spectrum stuff, apparently?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it could be.
Who knows? Yeah.
What about
it's on the cards.
ADHD? Got any ADHD?
Yeah, maybe. Well, what the psychiatrist said to me today is, look, deal with the OCD stuff for now, because she said you might notice that some of those other symptoms also sort of calm down.
Yeah, interesting.
She also said, because I was sort of like, do I need to know what I've got so I know how to treat it? But she was saying sometimes the psychiatrists, before they'll even sort of consider diagnosing ADHD or autism, they'll actually want you to sort out this
other issues.
because
you confuse the diagnosis.
I guess.
So then, at what point did you sort of realize or start putting like a name on the OCD stuff?
Oh, pretty soon, because I think my mum just told me, she was just like, you're acting like a crazy person. She shit. So that was the first diagnosis. But then, but then I remember watching a documentary. I think my parents just had it on. This might have been when I was a bit older and I thought I cured myself or whatever.
How did you think you cured yourself?
Well, because I would just do things like, I'd never heard of exposure therapy at this point.
Yep.
But I think maybe just hearing that story from my grandma where she told me about how she used to play in the dirt and the doctor said that was good.
Extrapolated it out.
Yeah. And I think from that I was just like, oh, so it is good for me to sort of, so I would do things like if I was eating something and I dropped it and it was like a chip or something, I'd just pick it up and eat it. And I was like, okay, that's me.
As like a conscious.
Yeah, as a conscious sort of thing. And then I remember seeing my parents watching a documentary and it was a heap of people who had OCD and they were all just doing exposure therapy. So one of them like got a chip and like wiped it against the toilet bowl and ate it, which I think is too much.
I don't like that.
No, isn't it? So I feel like, because when you do exposure therapy, they're sort of like, you don't go that hard that fast.
Well, yeah, I feel like also, aren't you trying to prove that normal behavior is fine?
Yeah, exactly.
Not being gross idiots.
Yeah. But but anyway, I think your question was, why did I get into stand-up? And that's why. Because I did it as an exposure therapy exercise.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was in group therapy and it was...
Were you funny in group therapy?
Was I funny?
Yeah.
Funny than the other people, no offense. Yeah. They seemed both a bit like, I don't know. I mean, I hope they're doing well now, but at the time they seemed a little bit like they didn't see any light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. Have you gone through periods of that as well? Or you've always been quite optimistic about it?
I think maybe just being funny just helps you with that, maybe.
I agree.
Like you can always just sort of find like a joke in something.
Sure.
Yeah, so I don't know. I've definitely like been very depressed at times, but I think usually I'm sort of like it gets better kind of thing, Well, doing the sessions as a group was quite helpful because it also just sort of, I think, gives you a bit of perspective. Like it's sort of just, you hear people talk about their obsessions and it sort of, I think, just makes you realize that maybe the irrationality of your own, but also you can sort of see where it comes from for the other person. You're like, oh, okay, I can see that, like, because usually people can sort of pin
it's more easy to get perspective on
yeah,
someone else.
it helps you sort of have a bit of insight and stuff,
sure.
I think. Sometimes it's easier to recognize it when you see it in somebody else.
And then you can apply that to
your
own situation.
And then a big part of OCD is, and probably a lot of conditions, is shame.
Yes.
And so it's like, just the more shame you feel about something, generally, the worse it is. I think it's very similar to alcoholism and probably like drug addiction and all that kind of thing. Because even the way they told us to sort of deal with it seems somewhat similar. Like stuff like if you feel like you're about to do a compulsion, like if I'm like, oh, I've got to go wash my hands or whatever, it would be like, do something to distract yourself. I don't know. Okay. Did you do like AA or anything like that?
I didn't do AA. No, I... have a hard time in groups, as we mentioned before.
Oh, yeah.
But ultimately, like what I've found with my addiction issues, because I've like had issues with drugs and alcohol. Is for me, like the thing I struggle with the most is just having like moderation, right? So if I have like a on-off switch, if I go, I'm allowed this or not allowed this, that I can sort of honor.
Yeah.
And that's also, it's like the sort of binary thinking that comes with the spectrum stuff as well.
Okay.
But it's like, yes, no, I can handle. And then normal human moderation is like out the door for me.
Interesting, yeah.
So for me, like it took a long time of therapy and took my GP and my partner, all that kind of stuff for me to go, okay, I have a problem. I need to stop drinking, all that kind of stuff. And then like I went off for a year and then now I have like a thing where I'm allowed to drink 5 days of the year.
Oh, okay.
Which mainly came in because Nicole, my partner, was like sad we could never have a drink together ever again.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But also it's something where I was drinking mainly, and I now realize doing all the drugs and stuff to self-medicate for anxiety more than anything. And so then getting into therapy and dealing with some of the underlying issues and then getting on meds for anxiety, that put me in a position where I could stop. And I would still like to drink every day because I love drinking booze and it's sick.
Okay.
But it's like it's that thing of like, well, it just turns out it's bad for me to do that.
Yeah.
Some people can just have moderation. It's
what
fine.
meds are you on?
I'm on something called agomelatine.
Oh, that's a lovely.
It's good.
What is it? Agro?
Ago.
Oh, Ago. Aggro is something else.
Yeah, agomelatine, so it's an agonist to... Like, I take it before I go to bed.
Yeah.
It gives me sort of a deeper, better, like, more REM-focused sleep. And then because I've had a better sleep, then I just sort of have a little bit of a mood resilience throughout the day that if I was having worse sleep, I wouldn't have. And so that's the third, like, series of meds I tried. Like, the first one gave me a really nice mood boost because I have like bipolar 2 or whatever.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But the first one like gave me a nice mood boost, but it also gave me like crazy migraines, which I've never had before.
Okay.
Nicole gets them.
Yeah.
And like with like auras and stuff, like the pressure in the brain kind of thing.
Oh dear.
And that was horrible. Then the second one didn't have any physical side effects, but it made me feel worse.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because it's like all this stuff is like, all right, let's try this one, let's try that one, and it's
and also you've got to try them for a certain amount of time. And it's just
doing gigs while trying meds, like while trying new meds is just brutal.
Oh,
and then this is the third one I tried actually, which when I went on, it was still quite new. I think at this point it's been kind of established, but little to no physical side effects.
Oh, good.
And then gave me a kind of mood resilience. Not necessarily boost, that I have found to be, very non-invasive kind of thing to my personality.
Oh, great.
Which I was really terrified of going on to.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't want to, have the boundaries of my experience flattened.
Yeah, I think that's a big fear for a lot of people.
Yeah, sort of the older style meds do that.
Yeah. Oh, they do that, do they? Yeah.
Well, yeah, like lithium, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Sort of just like
So what type of is it whatever it's called, tricyclic?
Good question, actually.
Maybe if it's the third type, anyway, because they usually put you first on an SSRI for the stuff I have anyway, depression, anxiety. Yeah, and then there's I think then they try the tricycle. I don't really know what these mean. I don't know why. I'm like, and then I've got no bloody idea.
No, you sound more informed than I do.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What have you tried, or what are you on now?
Oh, so
you're on a new one as of today, right?
Well, so they're going to send me the script today. Fluoxetine. I feel like it's not very exciting, but I've been on it before. First tried it when I was about 19 or something, and it made me really, really hyperactive, and I was waking up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Which is good for the radio.
Kind of manic, or?
Yeah, a bit manic.
You were on the radio?
Or last week I was.
Oh.
I was on Triple R.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was great. Just filling in for Bronwyn Cusk, which was in
nice.
Adelaide.
I like Bronwyn.
Oh, yeah. Well, it'd be awkward if you didn't. What would you say?
I would have said nothing. Is what I would have gone. Oh yeah.
Oh, now I just want to say a heap of names and see how you react.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not doing it.
I have no ability to filter myself.
Yeah, so I was on from 6 to 9 a.m. From Tuesday to Friday. But anyway, all I mean is that the fluoxetine would be good for that because it was waking me up so early.
Yeah.
But it's obviously been a long time since I was 19, so they might affect me a bit differently now. And also just the doctor was saying take them earlier. It might affect your sleep less. Take them with a bit of food. You won't get as nauseous, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, interesting.
Nauseous or nauseous?
I believe nauseous.
Nauseous?
Yeah, I
don't
so.
know. I mean,
it's written nauseous.
Yeah, I know, but I don't. Yeah, it's. I've got a few words like that.
I think as well you can say it however you want.
You
and
can,
it's fine.
yeah, but I think the thing is,
you spent 2 years in the UK. You can be like, that's how they say it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I'm just a person of the world.
I think my issue is nauseous. The word makes me feel nauseous.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas nauseous, it's a little bit more removed
from reality.
Yeah, I don't know, something. Yeah. Anyway, but you got nail clippers here on your desk. Have you been clipping your nails in here? At your desk?
I have.
Okay.
I will put them out of view.
No.
No, that's fine. They're in a drawer. Everyone's safe. Also, this is my way of doing a little bit of exposure therapy for you. That
was so rude of me.
It's just in view.
Yeah. Do you know what I love? I used to have a housemate.
Not nail clipping, obviously.
No, but this was amazing. She had nail clippers, and then it had like a little catcher at the bottom.
Wow.
So
that's
you
nice.
could literally
I like
sit.
That.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, that's good.
Because the reason I think I responded so intensely was because I get so self-conscious of people seeing me clip my nails.
Interesting.
So if I'm in my home, I never know where to do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. Sometimes you go to do it in your bathroom and then you're just worried that they're going to go everywhere and you're going to leave some, on the sink or something.
Yeah. I do try to clean things up.
Or I'll go right down the back of my yard and do it down there. And then for a little while, I just used to actually go for a walk. and go down.
And you do it on the walk?
Oh, just go around the block somewhere and do it. I just find it so embarrassing. I don't know why. Anyway, so, yep.
So I feel like we've skipped from like about 19 to 30. What were your 20s like?
Oh God, I don't remember some of it.
Big chunks?
Yeah, I think I think there was just a long time where maybe nothing was happening. I just remember being in my room a lot, doing a scrapbook, and like watching Midsummer Murders.
Okay.
And then getting to the point where I was like, I've run out. I've watched everything on ABC iView.
Right.
And that's quite a bit, and not all of it's good.
That's also definitely true.
Yeah, so I just sort of ran out, and then I was like, I'm not doing very well. So, yeah, it was like I was sort of hoarding paper as well.
Yeah.
I've always struggled with paper.
Do you do a lot of puzzles, by the way? You're doing a puzzle downstairs?
Yeah, I was doing a puzzle downstairs.
Yeah.
A little word puzzle. It's nice, isn't it? I'm just always trying to do things for my brain.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm trying to get into dancing. Apparently dancing twice a week is very good for the brain.
Okay.
Dementia in the family.
Okay.
So it will come for me eventually. But, so I'm just trying to get into dancing because it's meant to be good for that. And then, the other thing is bad for dementia, PTSD. So, and
so yeah,
being
try
hit,
to offset.
Probably.
Yeah, probably being hit in the head.
Yeah,
I feel like
being beaten over the head. So, it's
Nicole's
not
had 2 concussions, not for me.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But one of them, because she's a horse, she has a horse. She's a horse rider. So one of them is from her current horse, Rocky, who I'm mad at for giving her a concussion.
Oh, well, he kicked her in the head.
No, like he threw her, right? Like, and then she fell. She hit her head.
Oh dear.
But she's had one other concussion. She's also like kind of a violent person in general.
Oh.
She's charming.
Yeah, no, I just meant she's just feeding a possum out there.
Well, she's nice to little creatures.
Oh, okay.
And then,
all right,
but she really wants to, attack human beings.
Oh, goodness me.
But it's something where I have noted to her, it's like, well, regular brain damage does result in violent tendencies.
Yeah. Oh.
Maybe you should, ride horses less or whatever. But she loves them too much.
Oh, okay.
But yes, certainly any kind of injury to the brain is no good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I've got a bleed on mine.
A current bleed?
Yeah, I don't know.
You're going to become less coherent as the podcast goes
on. No, well, look, I mean, I don't know if they were just pretending not to be that concerned about it, or they were actually not that concerned.
When was this?
I don't know. It was maybe like last year or something.
Yeah.
I think I started getting tics, like Tourette's. I've got Tourette's, I guess, basically.
Okay.
But like a late onset or something.
Yeah, which normally it manifests younger.
Yeah. So I thought that if you get it later in life, it's not Tourette's, but then some of the doctors are like, no, that's basically just what it is.
Yeah, sure.
But I think like when I first got diagnosed with it, they said, oh, look, it's functional neurological disorder, which doesn't just cause tics. It can cause other things. Like some people with FND is the shorthand. Like they can't walk.
Yeah,
and then like
right.
maybe like they won't be able to walk for a while, and then maybe one day they'll wake up and they're like, oh, I'm fine now. It's like a weird, I think it's some sort of neurological thing. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
But I think it's some kind of neurological thing where like your brain kind of isn't like sending the right messages and that kind of thing or something.
Okay.
Anyway, so I guess it just affects your functioning.
Yeah.
But so I had.
So you were how old when this came up?
Oh, it was like 3 years ago. Oh, it was like the same time as comedy.
Right around
stand-up.
Like,
yeah. So it's like,
which to me is a functional deficit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, and I'll tell you how it came about. It's a bit graphic, but
please.
Well, I mean,
only if you want.
No. Well, sexually graphic. If that's okay.
That's
all right. Anyway, so
you've seen my stand-up.
Oh, so I don't know why I looked around the room like your stand-up was in the room with us.
Yeah, is your career in the room with us? No one can see it.
Anyway, so went on so I'd had sort of suggestions of this, right?
Right.
So for sort of maybe like a month to a couple of weeks leading up to the actual like first like episode that I had.
Okay.
So I'd be walking down the street. And then I'd stand at the crossing. I'm waiting to cross, waiting for the lights to change. And then the lights would change and I just couldn't move.
Right.
And then it was like, and I just felt like I had to jerk my head to the side a couple of times. And then once I'd done that.
To like flip on.
It was weird. It was like a riddle to cross a bridge or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, I think I just could have felt like just a tick, like just like sort of energy having to get out of my body. So I'd like jerk my head.
And then you could move?
And then I could cross the road. But obviously you feel like an absolute tit. And that happened a couple of times. And then it'll be other things like I just can't say a particular word.
Right.
And so I'll be talking to you and I just can't say duck. And then so I have to just be like, oh, yeah, so I saw one of those, you know, the quack quack. And I just have to like describe it.
Yeah.
Or it'll be like I've got very minimal French. And so I have to just start trying to speak to people in French because I lose all my English. It's just absolutely bizarre.
Okay.
But anyway, the first proper episode that I had, because when it first started happening, I was like, oh, this is just me being a bit quirky. Like I couldn't work out if it was just me doing something as a bit kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
And then I went on a date with this guy. And then I think luckily I'd sort of mentioned that I'd had a few of these weird, because we were talking about mental illness, first date chat.
I think it is worthwhile covering first date, actually.
Anyway, so I was like, oh, this weird thing's been happening to me lately, like whatever. And it was lucky we had that chat because then I went back to his house with him.
Yeah.
And then he was just like one of those, just a bit frustrating in the sack, if you know what I mean.
Okay, he was.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, not me. Yeah, anyway, he was. Anyway, so he was just like, kind of just was a bit like he couldn't concentrate, whatever. And then I was just like, oh, this is so annoying. And then I think these tics come about when I'm very frustrated or very tired, and I was both.
Right.
And then so I just had like this terrible episode of these tics, and it went for about 20 minutes.
And what are the tics?
Oh, well, as? like a jerking of the head, sort of like squawk. At that time, it was a lot of squawking.
Are you still sort of in the middle of it?
In the middle of the sex?
Yes.
No, it had kind of just finished.
It just finished, and then you started.
Yeah.
Maybe he thinks he's doing a great job.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, wow, I killed it.
Yeah, true.
She can't even move for 20 minutes. He's jerking. It's the best I've ever done sexually.
Anyway, and then he thought that I was doing like a funny thing, so he started doing it back. And then so we're both doing like this terrible, almost like a mating call or something, but it was like too late for that. But also it was just like, the thing with the tics is that sometimes you get set off by other people's tics.
Right. So then that's like reinforcing it.
Yeah, so then I just couldn't stop doing it, and he was just doing it back.
Could you talk?
No, I couldn't talk.
Yeah,
no.
Right.
And the other thing that sets it off sometimes is improv, because they're always doing weird noises.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As soon as I walk into like one of these improv places, I immediately
Zip, zap, zop.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
People clapping and I just start going off my noggin. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I was actually him and I in his bathroom, and I'm just freaking out because I was like, I've just lost.
You're trapped in it.
Yeah. And I was just like, I've lost my ability to speak. Like I was freaking out. So I get out my phone, and in my notes app, I said, I think I have Tourette's.
Okay.
And also English not his first language either. So goodness me. So then we were sort of like conversing over the notes app, me being like, I'm really scared, I can't talk.
But he can talk, yeah.
He can talk, but why wasn't he? Yeah,
why is he going into the notes?
Oh, goodness knows. Anyway.
I guess it's just mirroring you again.
Yeah, I guess. Who knows? Anyway. But then he ended up putting on a, he was like, I think I said, distract me with something.
Okay.
Like I've typed that in the notes.
Yeah,
and then so he's put on, which is a good idea,
sure.
like he put on a comedy special.
Of whom?
I think it was Bill Burr. And it was like him like making some...
I've got all this problems with women.
Yes.
Like, oh, that's good.
Yes. And then so it was like all these... Initially it was good. And then it was like all this stuff about like... Oh, I think he started yelling at some woman in the audience being like, I'm going to come down there.
Bill Burr
He was like, she was heckling and then he was like, I'm going to come down there and smash or something. And
Jesus.
And then it was just like, oh dear. So, but it got me out of it.
Yeah.
It got me out of it. Yeah.
Ideal.
So it did distract me, and then I was like, please turn it off. But, it was this really weird thing, and then obviously booked in with the doctor, had like a year's worth of bloody appointments. They were scanning my brain. They found a bleed on my brain, but they were like, that's not causing the tics.
Like an old bleed kind of thing?
Well, who knows? They don't really know why it would have started, but my dad did beat me over the head, so we don't. I mean, they're like, oh, no, probably not.
Were there more, there was more incidents than just the remote? Like he hit?
Oh, yeah. The two main head beating was the remote, and then also like 3 or 4 years ago, just before I started comedy, he gave me a good whack on the noggin.
So that's the last time you saw him?
No, because oh god. Anyway, so what happened?
You don't have to. Maybe
not. No. It's just like one of those things that in hindsight you're like, oh, that wasn't a healthy choice.
Okay.
But what I did was he beat me over the head.
Why?
Well, basically, that was a very common question at the time. Everyone's like, why? What did you do?
I wasn't saying you deserved it. What's his motivation?
What were you wearing?
Yeah.
So you
came in, dressed like a boxer, and you were like,
come on in.
Prove you're a man.
Anyway, so what happened was, I was actually home at my parents' place. I think I was like 27 at the time.
Right.
So I was at home at my parents' place because I was, I think, weaning off some antidepressants because I was trying a different one or something.
Yeah.
And I always find it hard going off one, and like it's
quite a debilitation.
Yeah, very tiring. You like obviously sometimes like you get a bit of a spike in your symptoms, and I get like suicidal ideations, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was home for that, and I just found it really difficult because I feel like my parents like to think of themselves as very progressive, and they sort of make sure everyone knows that they're very progressive.
But they're like progressive for a country town.
Well, they're also just like very performatively progressive.
Yeah,
like my mum had on the shelf, like walked into, like they've just moved into this, around this time they just moved into this like colonial sort of manor thing, and they're very proud of it. And I was like, okay, something about this feels a bit icky. And then she had this bookshelf, and on the bookshelf she's got like this book called A Kid's Book About Racism, and it's meant to just be like a way, I think it's written by an Indigenous author.
Okay.
And then it's meant to just be like sort of explaining racism to kids in simple terms.
Right.
And, you know. But anyway, she had that book on the shelf, and then on the same shelf, 2 little gollywog figurines.
Oh, I was going to say as a silly suggestion, gollywog, about a minute ago. And it's so funny. That was me heightening it to do, and I was like, that's too silly to say. And then it turned out to be in the story. And that's great.
Yeah, and so she's showing off this book to me, and blah, blah, and I was like,
I went to a comedian's house in Launceston, and he had gollywogs on the shelf, and it really made me quite uncomfortable. And he went, "No, they're my housemates." I'm like, "Well, it's your shared living room."
Yeah.
Like, there's quite a statement to have them on display.
Well, also next to that book, like I said to her,
you think it's deliberate?
Well, I was
her showing how cool she is?
I don't know. I think it was like, I said, like, I think you need to make a choice here, you know?
Yeah,
like,
great. That's ideal.
And I was like, it's like, have you learnt nothing from the book? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so that was weird. Anyway, she had those. And then, so it was just like, I don't know, stuff like that. And I kind of was just trying to talk to them about this stuff.
Right.
They just didn't want to engage with it and all this kind of thing. And it's just like, oh, here you come from the, the big city and trying to like, but, and I was just like, I just found it really hard to be there and kind of, all that stuff. It ended up being like a big argument, which my dad wasn't actually part of. It was like, my mum. And then like, mostly like me and my mum mostly talking about how I just felt like it was such a burden on me that I felt like it was my responsibility to sort of educate everyone in the family about this stuff. Right. And I was just like, I feel like you and Dad should have been doing that,
Right.
Like I would say as well, like I actually don't speak to my sister, but me and my brothers, I think, have all kind of gone on a bit of a re-education kind of journey about various things, including just like sexism and all that kind of stuff. Like just because it was like, I guess just the values we've grown up with aren't the values that we want to have now kind of thing. But it was, just me sort of being like, just like sick of being at home and Dad's watching the footy and he's just like shouting racist stuff at the TV.
Right.
And then it would just be like, oh no, but it's, he can do that because we're not actually racist, and it's just like,
classic.
And it was just like, oh, fuck. And then it'd be like, don't react because he just does it to annoy you, and it was just like, this is just bullshit. Anyway, so it was like
schoolboy bullying.
Yeah. And so it was just like kind of just me reacting to that and just being like, I'm sick of this shit. Like it's just like blah, 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 whatever. My dad came over and then just he just sort of walked over and just started beating me over the head, basically.
Oh, like multiple times, not just like one strike?
I think like 5 times,
Jesus.
Yeah, so and then...
And like full force kind of thing? Like attacking you?
I don't know, I definitely had some lumps on my head for a while, but like, I don't know. And then I had for ages like a huge bruise that I wish I'd taken a photo of. I never got any evidence.
Right.
But why do you look like you're going to laugh?
No, yeah.
Anyway, But yeah,
I was wondering. Yeah, that's what I was initially going like. Okay, the purpose behind the evidence. I was like, oh, you want to put it in a show? And I was like, that's obviously not the reason why. But
No. Well,
put it for the police or something, maybe.
Well, yeah, because it's like obviously something like that happens.
Yeah.
I think I thought. Cause I remember thinking at the time he started beating me, and I was like, I'd gone through so many stages in my life. When I was a little kid, I used to like really like shout back at him or like you know all that stuff. And then when I was in my like teens, I'd run away, like I'd sort of like I'd shout back at him and then run away. And then I got to a point where I just actually wouldn't react. Like he would shout at us, he'd be rude at us, whatever, and I'd just like kind of go blanket. Or I'd like sort of really like baby him and be like, you know, like just sort of like, I don't know, like gentle parent him basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I just got to the point with this where I was like, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to let him kill me. And I remember just being like, And then I remember just being like, I'm tired. I can't do it. Yeah. But at least he's going to kill me in front of my mum and she's going to know the truth, you know? Like I haven't been, I spent all this time trying to convince her that he's violent and all these things. Yeah. And she's going to
Did he hit her as well?
Not that time. I don't know. I've never seen it.
No, but I mean, in general, had you
seen
it?
I mean, I assume so. But I haven't seen it.
You've never seen it?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. And then, so then he's just like hitting me over the head. And I was just like, I said to him, I was like, kill me. Just fucking kill me. And then he's like, was kind of like dragging me through the house. And like, you know, like he didn't actually.
Were your other siblings anywhere nearby or just the parents?
Yeah, it's my, like, there was some siblings there. I'm very conscious of like telling their story for them if that makes sense. Yeah, that's the only reason I'm trying not to sort of mention them too much.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
But so anyway, but so he just sort of like dragged me through the house and then just like shoved me into a room and like kind of threw me on the bed and then was just like, kind of stay in here or something. Yeah. And then And
you're 27 at this time.
27. Yeah. And then
so he's obviously a big guy?
No. Actually, this is where I should tell you about this bit that I have. Right. Because this is one of the worst things, right?
Right.
So he's not a big guy. He's a small man. He's about my size. And he wears glasses and sandals. And he's a maths teacher.
But he has the power of racism.
This man is asthmatic. So my problem is that I spent so long being terrified of this man.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And as an adult, you still have that image, right?
Yeah. And then I think it was like I stopped speaking to him and I stopped speaking to my mum, blah, blah, blah. I tried therapy with my mum. Like it was all like, waste of fucking time, whatever. Anyway, and then I think when I was about 29, and it might have been around the time, it would have been around the time I started comedy. Yeah. And I saw like a photo of him popped up on Facebook.
Yeah, and you went, that's not that
And
scary.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
Interesting.
This little weedy man in his glasses and his sandals and his asthma.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how embarrassing. And I just thought, because I think I'd talked about it a little bit on stage and blah, 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 how scary this guy was. And I thought, if anyone sees this man.
Oh, yeah, it makes it seem like a lie.
It's so embarrassing. So the bit that I'm trying to write now is that, like, I'm not as mad about the fact that he beat us up. I'm just mad that he didn't have the decency to look the part.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so it's just good.
When you tell this story, it's just not believable.
Yeah. So what I'm saying at the moment is that, like, he looks and sounds like Ned Flanders. Do you know how embarrassing it is to be beaten up by a man who says Oakley dokley?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, or that whole thing of being like...
Although Ned did turn out to be secretly ripped.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. There's I think when he's in the streetcar named Desire with, like, he takes his shirt off, he's, like, absolutely jacked up. Is your dad secretly ripped?
He's like, I told you he played cricket. He's a sporty man.
Yeah.
But he's a short sporty man, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's sort of
he beat you, and then after that, like, so you say you don't talk to either of your parents now, right?
No. But my dad.
This is the last incident.
Yeah, that's the last incident. But then I was trying to repair the relationship.
Right.
So I think 2 years went by.
Yeah.
So like a year and a half or something. Obviously I went through the lockdown at that point because that incident happened right before sort of COVID-19 happened. And that was actually quite good because it can be quite hard to cut contact with people, particularly like, you know, primary caregivers or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
Because they feel so entitled to you, I guess. They're like, I created you, you know, blah, blah, whatever. So it was actually quite helpful
Because you were in like the Melbourne CBD kind of thing?
I was in Melbourne, they were in Mildura. So it was
Yeah.
like the pandemic was actually like, I mean, I know it was horrible for so many people. For me, it was actually like a bit of a lifeline.
Yeah, that's great.
So I went through that obviously and then came out of it. And
had you been in like therapy and stuff, like talk therapy?
Oh, yeah. I've always been in therapy since I was like 15. So.
What, like, have you talked about the physical abuse, the emotional abuse with therapists? What are their perceptions of?
Some of the stuff they said, it's all really interesting. They're always very much on side. They were never like...
That's their job. Yeah. It'd be weird if they were like, actually, your dad should be beaten up.
Yeah. And I think also I'm quite articulate. And so I think, I mean, not that should matter, but I think they hear
No, I think it helps.
Yeah. And like, as you said, like, I don't know if this was in the start
it's
of our...
It's going to be in the edit or not.
Yeah. But you mentioned like I do look younger than I am.
Sure.
So I think people see me and they're like, oh, this poor little girl. You know what I mean? Like, I'm quite aware of the fact that like, I mean, my parents also like, you're not going to meet them and immediately think they're abusers, you know?
No,
but I think just because I am able to sort of articulate myself quite well and all that kind of stuff. But
so cutting them off, was that like a decision made with a therapist, or you just like...
No, they were really discouraging it, and that was really hard. I saw heaps of different therapists. There was one woman I saw at one point who had she had chronic fatigue, which I also have, but like it was really difficult because I'd ring her up to make an appointment, and you could hear her sort of go, "Hi," and I'd be like, I feel terrible because I'm working this woman up.
Yeah.
But anyway, I went and saw her for a session, and I sort of basically. I didn't even tell her as much as I've told you because I was really just giving her like background.
Yeah, the first session with the therapist is like, okay, we got to like get to a baseline. Then we start working stuff
So I really didn't even get into all of the bad stuff.
Yeah.
And then got to the end of the session and she goes, well, it sounds like you've had a bad life. So I was like,
this woman can't handle session two.
Yeah. And then I had another session. I waited for ages to get in to see someone who specializes in trauma. A trauma specialist, basically.
But finding the right therapist.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like the wrong therapist can actually end up doing more harm than
exactly.
good.
So I waited ages, paid heaps of money to get into this trauma therapist.
Yeah.
And I got in there and I sort of said to her, just a bit of background about my family. Like when I was 8, my dad had an affair, and she went, oh! And I was like,
oh no!
I was like, you're not going to be able to handle.
We've got so much more coming.
Yeah, it was so off-putting. It
is funny. Yeah, we've done so like I have therapy, and then Nicole has therapy. We've also done, because we've been together for 13 years, we've done some couples therapy here and there.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Not necessarily a regular thing, but usually it's through like the EAP, the Employment Assistance Program, through Nicole's work.
Yeah.
And then
I've heard about this.
Because of that, it's like we mostly have had different people when we've done it. It's like, okay, well, you should get matched up with someone. And it's been really interesting because we'll always have to do all the backstory in that first session.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just have wildly different assumptions because they deal with people from so many different walks of life.
Yeah.
And there was we had like an incident where Nicole got a secret bird that like she wasn't allowed to get, and then we had like a big fight about it. She had to like rehome the bird somewhere else. His name is Pickle. I talk about him in the new hour actually, but it was a big fight in our relationship.
Yeah.
And we brought it up in couples therapy. Nicole was like, oh, and Jez, just gets really upset. And she went, oh, does he walk around shouting and smashing things and do you fear for your life? And she's like, no, he's just upset. She's like, okay, but what does that look like? Is he blah, blah, blah? And then in the end it was like, no, he just sits there and he's upset.
That's so annoying.
And you could see the couples therapist like start at this thing and then get to like, yeah, that's okay. He's allowed to be... He's allowed to sit there and be upset. That's a normal thing. And she went, well, but I want my bed, And it's like, why is he upset? It makes me feel bad. I'm like, well, yes, okay, but he feels bad. That's actually fine.
That's quite scary.
Well, it's just that, it is that thing of like, oh, so many people who this therapist deals with, there's a much more, like your dad, right? Like a much more aggressive style of upset. It's like, I feel bad, I'm going to hurt someone.
Yeah.
I think actually it's more common than I think it is, right?
Yeah,
in society.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like, well, no, I would never, why would, that seems crazy to me.
Yeah, but that's a lot of bias that therapist is coming in
well
with.
Certainly it's like in most cases when we've done the EAP thing they always start out. I think partly it's because it's through Nicole's work. And then partly it's because I think men tend to be more abusive. But they always start out the session being like, all right, let's save this woman from this guy.
Oh, God.
And by the end of the session, almost every time, like they're way on my side. And every time Nicole afterwards is like, I just don't understand why I paid for this. You know, it's like, why would they be on your side? And I'm like, well, like I'm not normal. She also is crazy. We're both crazy people. We love each other. It works great. We're lucky to be in the relationship, I think, both of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is this thing of, for a long time, she was like, you're the crazy one.
Yeah.
Because I'm much more, what would you say? Not performatively crazy, but I'm really open about, hey, here's all my neuroses.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas, you know, her life, and I think a lot of people's lives, is like, keep that all inside.
Yeah.
You know?
I usually assume if I meet a comedian, they've got
Comedians
a partner.
Are nuts.
Yeah. If they've got a comedian, if they've got a partner that's not a comedian, I'm like, oh, you're the normal one.
Yeah,
But no, I guess.
Well, I mean, I mean, it's something where I very consciously for this new hour, because I've always talked a lot about my relationship in my stand-up, and I'm very revealing about it all. And Nicole's like signed off on all of course.
Yeah.
But it's something where I always had this sort of thing of like, I have to present her in a good light.
Yeah.
And then with the new hour, I was kind of like, and I talked with Nicole about this, but I was like, actually, can I give a more three-dimensionalized view?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like picture of you.
Yeah.
And in the new hour, because I've been doing like Q&A sessions with the crowd after, people are much more like, all right, now I see why you're together.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Because it used to be this thing of people like, why would she put up with you? And it's because I always present myself in a bad light. I think that's where I'm funniest.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But anyway.
But that's a good challenge to sort of like...
No, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's what's really nice about having put out the special and then people coming to... Like now people are coming to see me who've seen the special, right?
Good.
Which is the best of the first 12 years. But it's also they know all this backstory about Nicole and I, and then so much of my stand-up is about that. So it's like, they just have all this extra context. Things are much funnier because they know it.
Yep.
What are your goals in comedy?
Oh, this year I've got a very specific goal.
Because you've been rocket shipping up.
Oh!
You've been doing great!
Oh, thanks!
And I'm so happy to see that.
Oh, thank you.
I remember meeting you. I don't know if you had I think you were months in.
Oh, I met you very early on, yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't want to talk about this, that's fine. I feel like you're probably going to be fine.
Yeah.
But very shortly after I met you, you had like some incident. I remembered this as Adem Ulatash did it. Somebody else.
Don't name the people.
Who cares? I mean, and then someone else, as I was I forget who I was talking with about it, but yeah, they had brought you up, and then they said this was a different guy from like the School of Hard Knock Knocks. That someone had been doing crowd work, said something about women getting raped on the way home.
Yeah.
I don't think I even had said something, but you kind of looked like you didn't like it.
Yeah,
and this person, whoever they may be, said, "Oh, don't worry, love, you're not pretty enough to get raped."
Oh, yeah.
This was, you were brand new in, right? Like you were months into comedy?
I reckon I was like 6 months in at the most.
Right.
So
exactly how you want a new woman in the scene to feel.
Yeah. So it was my first gig in the South Side. I'd only ever done North Side gigs before, so like Brunswick, Fitzroy, that's what I mean, yeah. So it was my first gig south of the river.
Yes.
And I was like, I don't care what people say about the south of the river. I'm going to go there anyway.
What do people say about it?
So, they're like, they're snobs, or like it's not as good, or whatever, you know what I mean? And then I get there, and I go to this place that I'd heard was a bit notorious. It shut down shortly after.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll be able to work out which one it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I get in there and I sign up for the open mic, and it was this guy drunk as a skunk.
Yeah.
And he gets on, and he just basically did what you said. I think by the time he addressed me in the audience, everyone else bar like 6 people had left.
Right.
And it was just me and like 5 men that I'd never met. We're all very new open micers.
Yeah.
I was sitting by myself. And he just like pointed at me and said, "Don't worry about getting home safe tonight, love. You're too ugly to be raped." And it was just like, that's horrific.
Yeah. So how, this is maybe a weird way to frame the question.
Yeah.
How common is that sort of aesthetic or vibe in terms of the men you deal with in comedy? Have you dealt with a lot of just like horrific shit? So have you dealt with a lot of that style of person?
Look, I think I did to begin with.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things where...
Kind of doing the worst gigs, right? Like,
oh, yeah, for sure.
Probably more represented there.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of gigs where it was like... And I think that's partly why I started getting offered a lot of other gigs, because I was in a lot of rooms where I was the only woman on, because they're kind of scary gigs and people don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Even other men would be like, I wouldn't go there.
Yeah.
So I'd go and I'd do it.
I didn't do that gig when it happened. I never went to that. I went once and I went, fuck this.
So it was a lot of stuff like that where it's really difficult now when people ask me, oh, like, should I not do this gig? And I'll be like, I don't want to tell you not to do it, because I did it and I think that's why I got offered other opportunities, because people would see me and they'd be like, oh,
she's better than this room.
Well, yeah, or they just be like, oh, a female comedian. I don't meet many of those. Maybe I'll book her at my room. You know what I mean? So it was kind of in some ways, I think, kind of fast-tracked me to other opportunities.
Yeah.
So now when people
I think
ask
saying yes to stuff gets you more
things. So now when people ask me, I'm like, look, if you're going to go with someone, like take a friend or whatever, blah, blah,
Great
blah.
Advice.
Because, you don't want people to not do stuff. What did you ask me?
Have you dealt with a lot of that style?
Oh, yeah. So in the beginning, yes, definitely, because I was doing a lot of those rooms where it was like very male dominated, and I think people just think they can get away with stuff, and they often do.
Yeah.
And I also would like push back against it a lot, and I would also be like, why don't you have more women on? And like I would sort of arc up a bit.
Yeah.
And then I think because of that, I feel like maybe I got like a bit of a reputation quite quickly for being like a bit difficult. And so I got a lot of people sort of like, I think, being really like irritated at me and like, oh, here she comes, kind of blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But because I did that so much
Ruining
early.
our boys' club.
Yeah, because I did that so much early on and I just kept pushing back.
Yeah.
Now I don't really get it at all, because I think people are now like...
People are probably, they're probably on show a little bit around you.
Yeah,
like, she's actually going to say something.
Yeah. So it's a little bit...
great, actually.
It was like really difficult in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because,
but you sort of carved a lane for yourself.
Yeah, I had a gig that I did, and like this was a fun room to do, but Kent Street in Fitzroy.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't like an issue with the gig necessarily.
Yeah.
But
that's gigs had many lives.
Yeah. And so I went and did that, and they had like the MC was running late, like half an hour late.
Yeah.
And then the room runner asked me if I'd
Oh yes, I know. I'm not sure I was there that night or I just heard about it. Yeah, but this was after it got passed over to a new person who wasn't working quite as hard.
Oh, yeah.
And then the gig, I think, folded like three weeks later or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, this, I don't know. I think it's gone through a few interesting iterations.
It has, yeah.
But anyway, this time they were waiting for the MC to get there. He's running late, half an hour late. And then the room runner was like, hey, Freddie, can you introduce him when he gets here? And I said, I don't mind introducing him, but I'm not sure if he's going to be okay with that, you know? And they were just like, no, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh, you had issues with this comedian. Okay, yes.
Did you get it?
I didn't get that, but you can just tell me afterwards.
Okay, I was trying to mouth it.
No, that's fine.
I was just doing a bit of clowning.
Write it on your phone and we'll do it that way.
It's a hard word to say without saying. Anyway, so
you can say it and we can bleep it.
No, I wouldn't risk it.
All
anyway,
right.
so I'm there.
So you're like, yeah, I'll do that, but they might be mad.
I was like, yeah, I'll do it if you're happy for me to do it, but I really don't think he's going to let me introduce him. Like, I think I'd had some issues with this guy before. Anyway, and so the MC rocks up and the room runner said, hey, Freddie's going to bring you on stage.
Yeah.
And then the MC just goes, nah, she's not doing it. Nah, she's going to try and ruin it for me. Nah, she's going to, say something. And I was just like, what the And this guy is someone who's been doing it for like 8 or 10 years or something.
Right.
I'd been doing it at this point for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, she's not, she's going to try and put me off. She's going to say something, blah, blah. And then so he just like went up onto the stage. No one introduced him. No one did the whole, and now here's your MC, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So he just got up on the stage, he did it. And he was like, sorry about that, everyone. There's like, I don't know, 5 people in the audience. They're all very confused. Yeah. He's just like, yeah, sorry about that. They were going to like let my arch nemesis bring me onto the stage.
I love how like high up everyone like puts themselves as comedians, and it's like this is like the least valuable art form amongst all art is like not even important, and then it's the lowest of all the arts, Arch nemesis.
What's also like, what? I've been doing it for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was one of those weird things where this person had been treating me like I was very unimportant, but then like...
It turns out you're
Yeah. So
important.
I was like, well, this is interesting.
Yeah.
And then so I think the audience was just like, what the hell is going on? Like so unnecessary.
Yeah.
And then and all the other comedians as well were just like, is this a bit? What is going on?
It does seem like it could be
a bit. Yeah. And then he brings me onto stage and he's just like, and here she is, you know, she's my arch nemesis, but she's actually like a pretty good comedian, blah, blah, blah. And then so brings me onto stage and then the audience is like, oh, because...
Well, this has created a whole perception of you now.
I mean, what a way to be brought on stage.
Yeah.
Also, I got there early and kind of always make a point of like saying hi to the audience when they come in if I'm there early, you know, all that kind of stuff. So they were like, oh no, this is that nice girl
like
that
this person,
comes us at the door. Anyway, so then I get up, I do my set, like it goes fine.
Did you address it, the arch nemesis thing?
Actually, do you know what I did? And I kind of hate that I did this, but I felt like I had to sort of pretend that I was in on the bit. I got onto stage and I was like, do you want a hug? And I gave this guy a hug. And then he gets off stage. Also, for context, I'd done a gig with him in Bendigo. Right. And he'd come up to me and said, you're always talking down to me. And I was like, I think I just said like, go to therapy. And then I felt...
Which I think is good advice for every comedian.
Yeah, and then I felt bad and I said, actually, do you want a hug? And then he said,
This is in Bendigo?
Yeah, in Bendigo. Yeah. Well, I think it was a bit of a like, you know, what happens on tour stays on tour kind of thing. So I was like, actually... so I was like, actually, do you want a hug? And I expected him to be like, no, fuck off. And he said, yeah, actually, I would. Yeah. And then I gave him a hug and honestly, one of the most like, you know when you hug someone and you're like, no, that was actually like an emotional moment. Yeah. Because so often you'll be like, oh, hey, just give someone a quick hug and then sure. Whatever. But this was like, no, this was like a bit of a, you know, I could feel like this person needed it and he was like really holding him and stuff. Yeah. And it wasn't quick either. Like it kind of, you know. Anyway, so then at the gig when he was like, here she is, my arch nemesis, blah, blah, blah. She's actually not a bad comedian, all this shit. Yeah. And then I get onto stage and I was like, do you want a hug? And then we had a quick hug and then I did my set. Yeah. And then he gets back onto stage and I'm like, cool, that's water under the bridge. We've moved on. Yeah. He gets back onto stage and goes, well, now she's off the stage. We can all talk about how shit that was. Didn't you just hate it? Wasn't that the worst thing you've ever seen?
Fuck off, cunt.
And then the audience, I can't wait to tell you who it is. And then the audience was
I'm very curious.
And then the audience was all
I'm picturing one person. I wonder if it is that person or not.
And then the audience was all just like, what? Yeah. Because they're just like...
It's a bad move as an MC to do that.
It's a terrible move. And also, like, think about what I look like. Yeah. Like, you're a man. I'm getting onto the stage. I'm like a small, quite petite woman. Yeah. Like I look quite young. Like, it just doesn't look good for you. You know? Yeah. So it's just like, just think about like what you're doing because they're seeing you just punch down.
Yes, exactly.
And you're losing them. Yeah, so I stayed and watched the rest of the show. I was like, I'm not going to be like run out of this fucking room. Good job. So I stayed and I watched and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then another male comedian got up, I think after me and was like, well, that was interesting, kind of thing, which I really appreciated because I think he genuinely wasn't quite sure what was going on, but was like, I'm not going to not
even you
this.
Giving me the backstory, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
No, exactly. Exactly. And then while I'm sitting there and watching the rest of the show, I feel someone nudge me and I look and it's the MC and he's just holding out a protein bar and he's like, do you want it? And I said, no, thanks. I'm fine.
I don't think he's in control of his actions here.
Well, I was just like...
I'm not defending him, but like...
No, but it's so primary school.
I think as well, this certainly shouldn't be the case, but I think, a lot of times the men in comedy who have problems with women, they have problems with particular women in their own life and backstory.
Yes.
And then the women who are on stage, who tend to be underrepresented, tend to be like a minority of women on any given lineup. Yeah, they become emblematic of all of that. They're I've got these problems with my mother, and it's Freddie Arthur's fault.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
but it's fucked. It's like it's stuff of like go to therapy. It actually makes everything better.
Yeah. So anyway, very, very interesting. But
I'm curious. I'm excited to hear the name. Once you turn off the recording, let's wrap this up pretty quick. All right, favorite film?
What?
Favorite film?
Oh no,
it's all right. There's no wrong answers, or whatever comes to mind.
Oh, what do I love? Shrek.
Shrek?
Also, Back to the Future, I was thinking, what a good film.
The first one, yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, the second one's awful.
Second one, not as good. I think the third one maybe
The third one's quite fun. I think the third one gets a really bad rap, but I quite enjoy it.
Yeah,
but it is. It's also just quite like, it's basically just the first one, but set in the West, the Wild West.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway. To be honest, I enjoyed all of them. But I think the first one was a seminal.
Yeah. I love that Power of Love opening. Oh, I was like dreading the answer, and now I've got such a long answer.
Yeah,
exactly. I just needed a title, move on.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Favorite musician?
Oh, God, I hate this.
Why do you hate this?
I get really self-conscious, but then also because of the OCD,
Are you worried you'll give the wrong answer or that it means
it's like,
something?
You say you like someone and then it turns out they're like
a pedophile.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Well, I've been here before with my uncle,
Sure.
so...
Favorite film? Anything by Woody Allen.
Do you know what? I'm trying to really get into, and I'm not necessarily saying I've done this well, but I'm trying to be very conscious of listening to local Aussie music.
Okay.
I think I've just.
So who's a local Aussie you want to shout out?
Oh, you know what I heard the other day? So when I was on Triple R, they have on Friday, they have a band comes in. Right. Drifting Clouds. I'm going to really start getting into Drifting Clouds. Do you know them?
I do not know.
Oh, very cool. I think they describe themselves as like the most relaxed band from Arnhem Land or something.
Okay, cool.
Anyway.
Favorite comedian?
Oh, well, I love
just that MC.
Well, we talked. We talked before. I love Nikki Barry.
Nikki Barry's so good.
Yeah.
So,
I love Nikki.
Yeah, she's lovely. I mean, she's a crusher. Yeah, but then she's also just a lovely person.
Yeah.
Who's great to have in the scene, even if she wasn't awesome on stage. She's so good.
Yeah, and then I just like I really want people to get behind her. Like I feel like she doesn't have. But
she also doesn't give a shit about it.
I think that's why it's so fun.
Yeah. I had her open for my special taping, and like, I was paid so much money to record it. Yeah. And so I sent her I was like, I'll give you all the footage and stuff. And she's like, whatever. Yeah. It's
my God.
Man, I paid $8,000 to record this.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't even really want it.
No. Oh God.
Yeah.
And then
she's the best.
And I also met recently Denise Scott. And she's
she's
funny.
Like coming back into it.
Oh, she's got back into it,
yes,
mate.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, I had a carpool with her. It was amazing.
Yeah, nice. And final question, what's the meaning of life?
Oh, okay. Tell you what, I got high. I got high with this woman I was seeing once.
Yeah.
And I sort of went into, I think she gave me too much weed. Not on purpose. And I got absolutely stoned as a frog.
Sure.
And I was sitting there.
Never heard that phrase and I like it.
Yeah. And I completely dissociated.
Frogs do have a high vibe.
I completely dissociated and I couldn't move.
Yes.
And she turned to me, this woman, and just said, "How do you think you'll die?" And I couldn't answer. And so she just started answering. And she was like, well, I get it just for both of us.
Yeah,
and then
I think your dad will beat you.
Well, there's still time. Yeah, and I couldn't answer. And I think she noticed that I was not able to engage. And so she was like, "Oh, sorry, that was a terrible question. How do you think the world will end?" And then and then she said her answer. And then she said, "My friend thinks it'll be like," and it was about half an hour of me just sitting there not being able to say I can't. And I also couldn't physically move.
Yes.
And so I had to just sit there. And then eventually I had to just say, I can't have conversations like this while I'm high. But the meaning of life.
That was all just you trying to distract from having to answer the question. That's great.
I think I'm trying so much this year, and maybe just in my life generally, to like connect with community.
Okay.
So, because I noticed that like last year I had some really cool things happen with comedy. Like I got through to the Raw Nationals, and then I don't know, some other shit happened, whatever. But like I just noticed that like it was like, oh, this is exciting, but like if you're not connected to your community, it sort of doesn't matter or something. Yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? So I think that's a big thing for me, is that it's less about like trying not to focus as much on like things like awards and stuff. It's how do I feel like I'm engaging with the community, and like doing stuff like I did a big like a fundraiser event. I want to do more of that kind of stuff, because I think that's going to make me feel good, you know?
Yeah.
So
they're having shared experiences as well.
Yes.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yep. So.
Well, thanks for talking to me, Freddie. And I'm about to learn the comedian's name.
Oh, yes.